Bonjour à tous. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Learn French with Madame. So, today we are going to be talking about the verb vouloir. So, on my sheet of paper here, you can see that I wrote out at the top notre titre, our title, le verbe vouloir. I also, on the left hand side, drew our famous verb chart because that's going to come in handy. And then on the right-hand side of our paper, I wrote out a space for us to do some examples. So if you're following along at home, it's best if you write all of this out now. So give the video a pause so you can write this down on a sheet of paper. But with that, let's go ahead and start. So the first thing that we need to do when conjugating a new verb is to figure out what that verb means. So up at the top, I wrote vouloir equals, and so we're going to write down that vouloir is the verb to want. As in, I want something, he wants this, blah, blah, blah. All right, so now on the left-hand side of our paper with our verb chart, we are going to take another color. I'm going to use yellow just because I think it helps it stand out a little bit more. And we're going to outline our boot. So if you don't remember what the boot is, it's all of the verb forms on the left plus the EL plural form. So I'm just going to outline that real quick and then we can get started. All right, so now that I have everything outlined, it's not the best, but that's why Madame doesn't teach art. We're going to go through and just start conjugating our new verb. So everything inside the boot has an irregular stem, which is why it's highlighted in that boot. So everything in the boot is going to start with VEU. VEU. So I'm going to write that down for all of my ones inside the boot. And then after that, we're going to add on our new endings. The nice thing about vouloir is that je and tu both have the same endings. So je and tu both have the same endings. They end in an X. So for je and tu, it's v with an X on the end. And then for il, elle, on, that singular form, it's a T. So those are all pronounced v. So je veux, tu veux, il veut, elle veut, on veut. Next, we're going to do the il and elle plural. Il and elle plural is a little bit different. It's vul. V-E-U-L-E-N-T. Vul. That one is kind of hard to say. So practice saying that one at home a couple times. Vul. All right. Now, everything outside of the boot, the nu and the vu form, are regular and they follow that same stem. Except we're going to drop the O-I-R. We're going to drop that O-I-R. So our stem is V-O-U-L for both nu and vu. All right. Now that we have our stem written down, we can add on the same normal endings that we usually do for nu, O-N-S, and for vu, E-Z. So we have voulons and voulez. So quick recap of all of these on how to say them. We have je veux, tu veux, il, elle, on veut, nous voulons, vous voulez, and il, elle, veulent. All right, let's do some examples. So I'm going to write my examples in red just so they stand out. Let's do an example of he wants a dog. So first we need il, so he. Now we need wants. So we're going to look at our chart over here and we're going to wind up with veut. So il veut un chien. He wants a dog. Next example, let's say that we want to have a cat. We want to have a cat. We're going to use two verbs here. We're going to use the verb vouloir and we're going to use the verb avoir, to have. So we're going to say we, so nous Now we need to look at our chart and find our conjugation. Voulons. Now we need the verb to have. The verb to have is avoir. So we have nous voulons avoir and then un chat. We want to have a cat. Nous voulons avoir un chat. All right, let's do a couple more examples. We're going to do 4 today. Let's do the example, they want a good grade. They want a good grade. So we're going to use the subject pronoun elle. Now, looking at our chart, we need to find the right form. So we're going to wind up with veulent. And now a good grade, if you don't remember how to say a good grade, it's une bonne note. So elles veulent une bonne note. Elles veulent une bonne note. They want a good grade. Et la dernière exemple aujourd'hui, the last example for today. Let's say, do you want some bread? We're going to say, do you want some toast? Because we just learned food vocab, so we're going to say, do you want some toast? So when we're starting off our sentence with do or do you, we need to use est que. So est que, that's our do or does. Now our subject pronoun, tu. Find your right form of the verb. We're going to wind up with v. Now we're going to say some toast. So we have est-ce que tu veux du toast is how our sentence ends up being. Hopefully the verb vouloir is not super complicated. It is a little tricky trying to remember all of those endings, especially because vouloir is an irregular verb. But hopefully if you watch this video a couple times, it will start to make sense. And also just kind of knowing that everything inside that boot has the stem V-E-U and everything outside of the boot is V-O-U-L. So hopefully that will help you remember it. But stay tuned et à plus.